Taika Waititi is an excellent filmmaker, as he's proven with his previous works. But even a genius such as himself can falter when he's tasked with making a classic from an already established franchise, such as Thor. Watch this video to the end to find out why many fans are saying the entire Thor Love and Thunder movie should have been cut after a deleted scene involving a major Greek god gets released. Why was Taika Waititi's Thor 4 such a disaster? Thor Love and Thunder was expected to be another Marvel blockbuster. After all, it features the iconic Thor, Zeus, Valkyrie, and Jane Foster. Add that to the acting skills of Christian Bale, and one would expect nothing short of a huge movie. Sadly, all these elements combined could not make the most of a film that had a whopping $250 million budget. In all fairness, Thor 4 was a hit at the box office, as it made more than $700 million. But the audience were more concerned about the quality of the film and not how much it made. The movie was such a disappointment among Thor fans and Marvel fans in general. Critics expected that with so much talent at Taika's disposal, he should have been able to make the most out of the film. The audience was simply not impressed by the new Thor movie, and interestingly, Taika has remained nonchalant about all the negative reviews his latest movie has been receiving. The poor reviews following Thor Love and Thunder does nothing to improve the already diminishing ratings of the Thor franchise. Marvel Studios are well aware of these abysmal ratings, but the production company has not released any statement regarding the fans' disgust. However, it is speculated that Marvel has decided that Taika will no longer continue with Thor 5. That's if they ever decide to make it. Why was the Kiwi director criticized over Thor 4 deleted scene? As if Thor 4 wasn't bad enough, there's been more reason for fans to be angry, all thanks to a recently released footage. The footage brought the fans to tears, but certainly not because it was good. The clip featured an atrocious scene of the Greek god, which almost made it to the final cut, and as you can imagine, fans were incensed by this, and they didn't waste any time expressing their disgust on Twitter. One fan tweeted, "Thanks for making me hate it even more," which further confirmed the fact that the movie was already hated by many. Another fan tweeted, "Taika Waititi should have deleted the entire movie. Please bring Alan Taylor back. I never hated the Dark World as much as I hate Love and Thunder." Marvel fans would like to forget Thor 4 as fast as they can, and with Phase 4 of the MCU coming to an end, we hope that Marvel will do a lot better in the future. Now, for other movies that failed to pay off the hype. If you think Thor 4 is the only big-budget movie that failed to impress the fans, you should think again. Love and Thunder is not the first creative flop of its kind, and there are a whole bunch of them. Keep watching this video, as I'll be listing out some other highly anticipated movies that failed to pay off the hype. Snakes on a Plane. Snakes on a Plane was one of the few high-profile movies that went viral before its release. There were many factors responsible for this, including the catchy title and brow-raising premise. The fact that Samuel L. Jackson was starring in it also increased fan expectation. It all began as a joke, but later morphed into an internet sensation. For this reason, fans kept an eagle eye on the build-up to the movie, and couldn't wait for it to be released. Unfortunately, they were less than impressed when the movie premiered. Besides the fact that it was a terrible movie, it also didn't do well at the box office like Thor 4 did. The Dark Tower. The Dark Tower is one of Stephen King's greatest stories, which is why fans expected so much more from the movie. The film was to adapt the story of the Man in Black and the Gunslinger. It tells an interesting tale that connects the dots in King's impressive multiverse, which made it such a great potential for Hollywood. Sadly for King, the film performed below par creatively, and the fact that it made just over $100 million from a $66 million budget simply sucked. It's fair to say that The Dark Tower was both a critical and commercial failure, one that King probably wishes he wasn't a part of. Godzilla, 1998. Godzilla is the biggest lizard in the world, but the same cannot be said of the 1998 film. It was directed by Roland Emmerich, who was probably feeling good after the success of Independence Day. Unfortunately for him, the 90s remake didn't offer fans much to be happy about. Everything the fans expected from the movie was missing. The acting, the script, and the directing left much to be desired. Godzilla's design was also poor, and it looked like it was trying to copy Jurassic Park's T-Rex. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. The Lord of the Rings films are amongst the most successful in Hollywood history. The same cannot be said of The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. One of the things that disgusted fans the most was the amateurish CGI and high frame rate. To add to that, fans wondered why a 300-page novel would be spread into 3 unnecessarily long and boring movies. The Hobbit trilogy enjoyed a lot of commercial success, but failed to impress the fans creatively. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Since the negative reviews received by The Last Jedi, J.J. Abrams decided to revert to the film's subversive setup with The Rise of Skywalker. Even though the film gave the fans some joy by bringing back Emperor Palpatine, his reappearance didn't carry any meaningful explanation. It seems like the writers just decided to spontaneously throw the character into the film, with hopes that it would be a positive selling point. It's safe to say that Star Wars fans all over the world considered this movie to be a poor ending to the Skywalker saga. X-Men, The Last Stand. The Last Stand adapted the legendary Dark Phoenix saga, which is why fans were excited to hear about the release of the film. The first 2 X-Men films were also critically acclaimed, and this further increased anticipation for the new movie. Even though Jean Grey's rise as the Dark Phoenix was a thing thing of joy, the audience was still critical of the entire story. The writers blended two different storylines into one big mess. Killing off some of the X-Men's major characters didn't do the fans any good either. Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Another Star Wars film makes it to our list of movies that failed to live up to the hype. To be honest, critics loved Rian Johnson's Star Wars movies, but many fans weren't impressed with Episode 8's humor and plots. It simply did not meet their expectations, and they hated how Rey's parents were disregarded in the film. Many fans also frowned at how Snoke was killed off and how Luke Skywalker's character was dramatically altered. Spider-Man 3. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is one of Marvel's most popular characters, and after fans watched two successful Spidey films, they expected more from the third installation. The high point of Spider-Man 3 was the introduction of Venom, and even though the movie did well commercially, fans still didn't enjoy how the villain was handled. Director Raimi has since said the inclusion of Venom in Spider-Man 3 was the studio's choice, not his. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. George Lucas is a genius, but the 2000s weren't kind to the legendary filmmaker. After delivering poor Star Wars prequels, his partnership with Steven Spielberg didn't deliver the expected magic in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Poor CGI was among the many problems of the film, not to mention the flimsy action scenes and unimpressive villains. Introducing aliens to the movie wasn't welcomed by fans either. Suicide Squad. If you watched the Suicide Squad trailers before the full-length release, then you would have expected it to be Movie of the Year. However, much to the fans' disappointment, it was far from what they'd hoped for. To start with, the new Joker character used in the film just couldn't pull it off, and the entire storyline seems very disjointed. Many fans have called the Suicide Squad a poor rendition of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it wasn't just Marvel fans, as DC fans also felt the same way. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Another DC Comics film enters our list, and sadly, it features two of their most popular heroes, Batman and Superman. It was interesting to see the two heroes appear in the same movie with Wonder Woman, but the movie still failed to impress. This could be blamed on Batman's murderous nature and the unimpressive version of Lex Luthor. That's it, guys. What do you guys think about Thor 4? Good or bad? Let us know in the comments section. Feel free to mention other high-profile movies that failed to impress. While you're at it, please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos like this.